Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 50 of the Indie Credible Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Xander, and join with me is the man, the author, Mr. Jeffrey Whitney. What's up, Jeff?
5-0, Xander. 5-0. Freaking crazy shit. We're still trying to make time within our normal work schedules to freaking record, and when we do, we'll let y'all know. And it has been just another crazy week. I mean, you have government furloughs going on, crazy stuff, meetings saying I need to do hard PT, apparently. It's just like, okay, we're already doing that. Cool. So no change. But yeah, it's been an interesting one. I also had a week of discovery with the Windows-based Guitar Hero programs and using YARG.
Hmm.
Yet another rhythm game is what it's called. If Clone Hero is Guitar Hero, YARG is Rock Band. And we moved over to it because it scores your vocals. So that way we can have vocals going. Yeah, this week
Cool.
was interesting because not only did I realize I needed an Xbox 360 wireless dongle in order to get my guitars to work, but also that my dock for my Legion Go doesn't have enough USB ports.
Ah,
Luckily Amazon, Prime does a 1 to 2 day shipping, so was able to get like this crazy one that has a good data read speed. Had to move hard drives because the little portable hard drive that I had, because I was just doing this on the side, the read speeds were terrible. So I have a plug-in one. Like I also have a plug-in USB drive because with the Legion Go, for those of you that don't know, if you don't use the official dock, it doesn't do the right power draw, which then causes everything to be laggy and that. So whenever I get anything, I also do plugins for like USB hubs and all those things, so that way the power draw doesn't consume the console. But yeah, so because we didn't stream on Friday, I ended up drinking some tequila and got the guitars to work. This is the guitar that I popped in, the old school rock,
oh yeah.
the Guitar
Classic,
Hero.
classic sunburst.
Yeah, that's the World Tour version. Ironically, my favorite one's the Les Paul from Guitar Hero 3. That's the one I played deployed. Opened up the battery though to put it in, and one of the things is corroded and fell
Mm.
into the guitar. Like it
Uh,
actually fell into it, so I can't even put batteries in it, which sucks. So I think it's CRKD makes different guitars now. I have a controller by them, which I really
oh
like.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I like their little controller. It's like NES style, but has rounded corners, cool colors, hipster stuff. They do a Guitar Hero guitar, so I'm tempted, but it's over $100, which is definitely a little expensive for, Guitar Hero guitars. I have another one. I have a Rock Band Fender, but it requires a screwdriver to open up the battery cover, and I can't find a small enough screwdriver. I don't know where my
Uh,
set is because I moved, and I haven't found it. It's somewhere in the house. I'll find it, and then I'll see if that works. The issue that I had was with the Starburst was the strummer wasn't being responsive on the up, but it was, or on the down, but was on the up. So I was just like bass picking the strumming bar instead when I
yeah.
was playing. It was fine, but yeah, but last night I was playing with the wife on Saturday, and I had no problems. So I don't know if it's maybe just needed to warm up. Maybe I needed to warm up the guitar. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I know I'm trying to remember which Guitar Hero it was, but one of them is actually about to be delisted. I think it's Guitar Hero 4. They're about to delist it, so it's not going to be available anymore, which happens a lot because they're using all these licensed bands and whatnot. So I mean, after a while, the copyright wears out and they can't use it anymore. Another reason why game preservation is very important, and another reason why these sort of programs are really cool because here we are in 2025. You can play Guitar Hero 3 like it was meant to be played on on a modern computer. That's awesome. And you can play it on, you can do like online and stuff like that. I mean, they've added, looks like they added a bunch of quality improvements, quality of life improvements. And, after a while, it's pretty cool. I had a dream the other night that someone showed up at my apartment and gave me a Guitar Hero guitar. I don't, I don't know. I was like, I had this dream that I was like outside of my house and this dude came up and he was like, hey, I was supposed to give you this guitar. Like apparently someone was supposed to give me a guitar and I'm like, yeah, I can play Guitar Hero Jeff. So maybe that's a sign
Ah,
that we need to get the
well,
band together.
well, I appreciate that I'm so cool. I'm in your dreams. Now I would say the coolest thing though with this is that obviously you're able to preserve and play all the things. And I used to play Keyboards on Fire back in the day, and
Mm,
this reminds me of like that for the program, but it has the visualizations, has all the things. But I never really played a lot of the newer Guitar Heroes. And Guitar Hero Live slash Guitar Hero TV is on there, but Guitar Hero TV is literally playing music videos behind while you're playing. So if you're playing like Ozzy, it'll have an Ozzy music video
that's
going.
cool.
Freaking cool. I was like, I guess that's how that game was, but I didn't play those because I had moved on. And I mean,
Mm,
the only reason why I started this rabbit hole is like I literally have everything for Xbox 360, but my 360 is in storage and won't be able to use it. So I'm like, well, I have all this stuff when I was unpacking, and I went down a damn OCD rabbit hole like I do. And it's fucking crazy. Um, Outside of that, like I did do some painting. I know I showed you a Hollow Knight thing that I did, but it's
oh,
it's big and back here on the wall. But but I also have been working on a couple of things for some old Kickstarter backers. So my complete NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System book that I did, the definitive edition, I did a custom controller tier where they get a controller. And the guy who was making them unresponsive, unreliable, hasn't still made them like years later. So I asked, I'm like, I started painting. I'm like, do you want me to do a custom one of a kind art piece? And on the other side, I'll do a custom one off for the backers.
mm,
So interestingly, one asked for Legend of Zelda, which I posted online a few weeks ago. Got this done,
that looks so
and
good.
I mean, this is on wood. I hand painted it, so this is all my painting in it. But I finished the other piece yesterday. And so
Ah,
this is the complete NES, and then I put a Nintendo controller and painted it all myself. So I had finished doing all the black yesterday and the etching and the detail work. And so I think it looks pretty freaking badass on it. And yeah, so this is like a one of a kind piece because the other backer that got one wanted Friday the 13th. So I did have a
mm,
Friday the 13th scene where I have Jason fighting camp counselor with a zombie. So I added an extra character in there just to give it some depth. That is a perfect segue into I am about to spend the rest of the holiday season painting because I have 10 commissions to do for Sega CD.
holy shit.
Yeah. And the one I did one canvas. It's a big canvas, kind of like the ones that are on the back wall over here that are like punch out stuff. So these are like a mini canvas. This is the mini canvas, and I'm doing like two or three of these, but just one side. I only did that for it because they waited so long. But the I'm doing a couple of those, but the big one. So the guy who got the big one sent me a message, and he's like, "Hey, I would like if you could do Lunar 2." Sega CD, but like it's the scene where the guy's hanging upside down and talking. And I'm like, well, let me look at it. I'll get back to you. I would have to paint an anime scene, Xander, like a
Oh,
full
wow.
anime cutscene. And I'm like, if I could find it in good enough quality, I might be tempted to try it. Because what I want to do is I kind of want to have a good. I like to have it on the screen so I can paint it, and because I'm not like photographic memory, I have to like look up something as I'm painting. But I asked him like, hey, can you? Because it says specifically pixel painting. Like I will do pixel artwork. So hopefully he gets back to me because I gave him a couple. I gave him an option. I'm like, hey, so here's like a screenshot. I could do something like this, but what are your favorite characters? So I can have like the character fighting like a giant boss or something on a canvas. I think that'd be pretty badass. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been recently. The Kickstarter's in its final week. couple days, probably right as we post this, it'll be ending. It's almost at 1,000% funded.
Yeah, last week it was like 700%. So it's went up
Uh,
like 300% since the last show. It's
fucking
crazy.
Well, what's crazy is like at this point, as you can see, I'm a hipster artist, so I haven't even done any like promotion. I don't do paid promotion. I don't do any of that stuff. It's all word of mouth. It's all, previous people supporting, which I appreciate y'all. Um, and that's it. And it's people finding out about what I have going on. Most of it is people buying other books too, because I do add-ons. It's not just the Sega CD book. It's also
Mm.
like, hey, I didn't know there's a Genesis and a Nintendo, and if I have them in stock, the books go up. Like my Super Nintendo book sold out, so I can't even put that as an add-on. So it's really crazy, but what's interesting is if it gets over 1,000%, it hits the final stretch goal, which is I'm doing wooden coins, hand etched myself.
Ooh.
The last time I did that, it took a long time. I got to figure out a cool way to do it, but it's crazy because I haven't designed the coin yet. I'm gonna have some cool ass thing because I did a Genesis does metal coin for the Genesis. Now I'm gonna do a wooden coin, which I can make myself. And I have to do like 200 of them though. That's the crazy thing.
Oh
That's a
Lord.
It's a lot of coins that I gotta make. I'll do it, no problem. It'll be cool. I just gotta design it and figure it out, and I'm probably gonna have to get like large pieces of wood to cut them all out and everything, and it'll be fun to do. I'm gonna try to do it so I can do like 10 per freaking sheet or something, so that way I can just do like 20 sheets and then I'll get all 200 coins done. And then I'm only sending those to backers. Um, Patrons will probably get a treat as well, but most of the time, y'all Patrons are backers as well.
Yeah, and
It's pretty good.
yeah, and I think that that's a good way to segue into like, the reason why a lot of this is successful, like you mentioned it, it's the community. We have a really cool community. And what's great is like the Patreon's free to join, the Discord's free to join. In a world of algorithms and paywalls, I mean, look, I mean, Game Pass just went up 50%. Everything's going up.
Jesus.
Everything's going up. But you know what's not going up? Well, that doesn't really sound good, but yeah, you see what I'm saying though. I mean, like
Oh,
that's what I really like about the community. I mean, because it is really hard to get your name out there and get things started and get the balls rolling. But we got some
well,
great people.
and that's just it is like everything that we do, we enjoy doing, we're not charging for, but if we do have a paid tier, you get cool shit, physical stuff. And
Yeah.
because that's what we like. So it's like, yeah, get the cool stuff. And speaking of cool stuff, Xander, as I do a Xander Skullion style transition, we should probably jump into some Kyle's.
Oh, we got to. What? I mean, because this is episode 50. What's Kyle got to show us today?
So we're getting closer and closer to Halloween, so I have to show some horror
Mm.
stuff. I got to show some horror stuff. And what I'm going to show you is some super obscure horror stuff. Not that it's obscure like you've never seen it, but this stuff has went up in price so much over the years. These are those Mezco Toys Cinema of Fears. And so
Oh.
yeah, this is the obscure. This is Jason from Jason Goes to Hell, but in the bubble packaging. He also has the original Jason Goes to Hell, which is just listed as Jason Voorhees. All of these went up in price significantly,
I
which is
remember those.
freaking crazy. These are so cool too, and I'm a big advocate of Jason Goes to Hell as well as like New Nightmare, which take both Freddy and Jason and put them in a different context. Like right here, he's supernatural in this one. He's like jumping
Yeah,
between freaking bodies. It ain't normal Jason. But I love it. It's so cool because this is actually the Jason Demon. This is actually what he is in
that's
this.
cool.
And Kyle has a whole set of this series. The other one, though, super obscure. I've actually never seen this in person except for in Kyle's collection, and it is Patrick Bateman
Oh, wow. I've never
from,
seen that.
from American Psycho. We just watched this movie recently, too. Again,
Classic.
yeah,
Just
just
don't
Patrick
watch
Bateman.
don't
So
watch
good.
the sequel. Don't watch the sequels. They're- they are
He comes with the nail gun, so and an axe. Like it's just so classic, freaking amazing Patrick Bateman there. And it's like Kyle is a huge horror movie, scary movie advocate, and And so it's Halloween time. We try to
Mhm.
watch a movie a night in our household. My wife's been doing college, so we actually didn't watch many during the weekdays, but we watched a couple last night. We watched Trick or Treat from the 80s.
Filmed in my town. That was filmed here in
Yeah.
Wilmington. Yeah.
You were Sammy Kerr, right? You were the
Yeah.
no.
I
No,
was the double. I was the stunt coordinator.
yeah, the main character and that's was Skippy from Family Ties, the main character in that movie. There's like three Trick or Treat movies. Oh, there's like a little indie one. There's Trick or Treat, which has to do with the sackhead, and then there's Trick or Treat, which is all heavy metal based.
Mm.
And that's
Had
the
Ozzy and Gene Simmons in it. Yeah.
and Gene Simmons are in it, that's the one that we watch every year. And then we watch Shocker after, which also has a heavy metal soundtrack. Shocker. That one's awesome. That was a cool. That was last night. I fell asleep during Shocker because Shocker. I'm old and fall asleep during movies. There's
That
like,
was good.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Ironically, like I woke up and then after during the credits, as you do, and then we go upstairs and I'm can't go to bed, so I watch another movie. That's what I did last night.
yeah, I haven't watched any horror movies this month yet. And I need to because yeah, I love Halloween. I'm a big fan of Halloween. And I'm also a big fan of really weird games. And I put this in the show notes. I don't know if you had a time to check it out, but getting into some of the games I've been playing, I found this game through my friend Mikey because we've been going on Discord and just hanging out after work. And he was like, "Yeah, you got to check out this game called Baby Steps." And it's a walking simulator. But what makes it interesting is not only is it a walking simulator, but you're playing as essentially a man child and you're trying to walk through all this terrain, but you have to control every single leg and arm. So it's almost like controlling a mech, and it's really challenging because sometimes like you'll be going up a hill and say the hill starts turning into like more like hard rock or something. Uh, it affects the terrain and the environments affect the way you walk. And like all it takes is just one, stumble and you're just falling down a mountain. But yeah,
So
we were
is this the same dude that had you play the game from last week?
yeah, wobbly life, yeah.
So this guy likes to have you play troll physics-based games because this is just another
Yeah.
game where you're basically like walking around all in 3D. And Devolver Digital's the publisher, so they're a pretty decent sized label for it.
Hmm.
They used to have the really cool physical packaging releases on Switch, and then that company went under. A
Mm.
really fun one, Reserve.
But yeah, it was fun. He also played Fumes as well, and I'm like, hey, we mentioned that on an episode. And that was
Nice.
that. And I need to play that, man. It looked fun. It looked like it's like open world twisted metal. That's what it is. Like you
Yep.
upgrade your vehicles and just drive around, and that's basically what we like to do. We like to play a lot of games that doesn't really require a whole lot of thinking. It's kind of like fills in the dead air when we're not talking. We're just falling down mountains or shooting fire rocket launchers at random trucks and fumes. But yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. What have you been playing?
Oh, I mean, I played the randomizer game.
Mm, I did too. The randomizer last week was Bibots, and
Bibots.
really interesting and cheap indie for folks that are tuning in. It's less than $3 right now. But yeah, it's a top-down roguelike. Kind of made me think of Enter the Gungeon. That's what it was making me think of.
Yeah, it has a roguelike aesthetic overhead, and you get the dual stick shooter aspect to it. From my perspective, though, it does have a steep, not learning curve, but progression curve. Because
Grind.
Because when a roguelike, when you play those, like they want you to continually upgrade. But I like to feel a little OP at the beginning, and then you just hit like a level cap. Like
Hmm.
you can go through, get some stuff, grind out a little. And this game is like the first like couple rooms, like you're already grinding, and it's not as satisfying as I would like it. Not that it's bad, it's just you start off super weak.
Mm.
And some of the random weapons that I got kind of were like slow shooting and stuff like that. And now, because it's a roguelike, your experience could be way different than my experience. But like, if you watch the video and everything, which the B-roll always is playing, there's awesome boss battles and stuff that I never got to. And
Yeah.
so I'm like sitting here like, well, I didn't get to any of the cool shit. I died like 20 times or something and unlocked a few things and got a couple of permanent progression upgrades because there's like little permanent upgrades and stuff you can get. But it doesn't feel like I'm going hard enough. And then I would take
Mm.
like random damage too.
Yeah. This seems like a roguelike that would be, weirdly enough, like mentioning it would be good for roguelike fans. What I mean is like, I don't know if this would be a good first roguelike. Like if you're introducing someone to the genre, I don't know if Bibots would be the game to play. I mean, it's fun, but like you said, that grind, that progression, especially if you're not used to that mechanic, like it just feels like a hard game. This is like, oh, this, and it can turn some people off.
Well,
Um,
and keep in mind, like we're as you know, we're retro gamers and we're old and we don't have a shit ton of time to play. So, like for a more modern based gamer with that likes all the flashing lights and all the crazy shit, like this is probably perfect for them.
that's a good point.
It's yeah, like you said, like a fan of roguelikes, fan of like more modernized take on gameplay is probably right up their alley, especially if you like bullet hells because it's a bullet hell action.
Yeah. Great soundtrack too. I will say the soundtrack's really good.
Yeah, soundtrack is cool as hell. I would love to have infinite time to play and not be working, 12 a day during the
Yeah.
weekdays. That'd be amazing. That would be
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, 'cause half the time I think y'all are online doing stuff. I'm probably sleeping or something. Yeah,
Oh
it's just-
yeah. Oh yeah. And with that being said, do you have your deck on hand? You can do another randomizer.
always, always. Let me see if I'm in the right mode though, because I was what I have to do every month with Steam Deck is dedupe and things like that. So I'll have games that I install on my Steam Deck as well as ones that I get from like sales. When I have a giant thing of sales, which we did, which we'll talk about later in the episode.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. Oh, right now I'm trying to get this thing to load. It's doing the thing where it beeps and beeps and boops and beeps and boops. The Steam Deck is starting now. It's starting. But yeah, but what I do though is I go through the list and make sure I don't have any duplicates and things because I will have games like installed. If I get a DRM free copy, for example, put that on the Steam Deck, and then when I get it in the Steam construct later, I'll have to dedupe. So freaking craziness. Crazy shit, man.
Yeah, I was sitting there trying to think of what genre this week because we've been getting a lot of top-down roguelikes. I don't really want to say random this week because I feel like we might get another one. So we got to change it up a little bit. And I'm thinking about something quick and snappy that's not a shmup. I'm thinking racing. That's what I'm thinking of.
Racing.
Let's see
Hmm.
if we can get on the open road of indie randomizers. And yeah, every week, folks, we have a randomizer that we try to play. It's a through Jeff's library of Steam games, and he's got like I think over like 1,000. Yeah, you have like over 1,000 like ready to play on that thing. So
Oh yeah.
we always try to do the ones that you already have installed too, just to make sure
Yeah.
that's something we
Oh,
can
and
access.
and looking on here, I'm like, I did play a Metroidvania yesterday that I forgot about. I finally played the Prince of Persia, the Rogue game, Rogue Prince of Persia.
Oh, how was
Yeah.
that?
I played through the first area and super, super smooth gameplay.
Mm,
Been trying to make sure that I do lots of Metroidvania since I have an idea of a book to do in the future after volume three of the Metroidvania Chronicles.
hmm
It's thousands and thousands of freaking games, people. So freaking wild. All right. The game that we will be playing is called Super Indie Karts.
Super Indie Cars. Well, that's easy to remember.
Yep. It looks like Mario Kart, but with tons of indie characters. There's a character from Mutant Mudds in it. There's Toe Jam and Earl, I think, in it. There's a few others. I think the character from Freedom Planet is in it as well. So indie carts,
Oh,
indie
cool.
game.
It kind of makes you think of like those I believe it was Game Boy Advance that had like those Konami racers, like the
Yeah.
Konami racing games that had like you can play as like Simon Belmont and stuff. That was pretty dope. That was good
Oh yeah.
stuff.
Oh, and by the way, this also came in over the week.
Oh man, I gotta jump back into that. Shinobi
So
Art of Vengeance.
the Nobi Art of Vengeance, I got it off of eBay, so it took like weeks to come in because this is a Japanese version. Supports fully English. Interestingly, though, whoever did this at Sega or whomever, it has a manual, little baby
Oh,
manual in it, little baby Japanese manual in here, and it had a DLC download. So I got a black skin that's like glowing, which is crazy, as
hmm,
well as like this little passive ability that every few hits that I do on a character, it gives me gold. So,
nice. Now is the cover reversible? Does it have a reversible cover?
no,
I always check that.
no, it has an awesome artwork on the inside.
Oh, that's dope. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, badass. Like this is really cool. I enjoy getting the games that I can, buy. Like that's to me is pretty cool. I like to be able to buy the games, and so I don't care if I have to wait a little bit,
Yeah.
for it. I had to put the Indie Credible podcast or the Super Indie card, so I did with Bibots the other week. But yeah, no, playing. So I've been trying to find a Metroidvania to jump into after beating Silk Song. I still haven't gotten to Act 3 of Silk Song. It's one of those trying to find a different one. So obviously, jumping into Rogue will be cool, and then Shinobi, not a Metroidvania by the way, but does have some gated progression
Yeah.
because it's level by level. Which John Lester's game, Sydney Hunter, did that at a hub
Hmm.
world and went level by level, but gated progression because there's certain areas you see that are blocked off that you unlock with an ability later. So there is Metroidvania style, but it's completely an action game, just like Shinobi should be. So freaking badass.
Yeah, I'm gonna be curious to see what you think about the more you play it, comparing it to Ninja Gaiden. Because yeah, I'm almost done with Shinobi. I ended up getting the Switch 2 and started playing Donkey Kong, so that's been taking up that space.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shinobi is really good, and I definitely want to get a physical copy. I saw it was on Play Asia as well, so I'll probably get on Play Asia. But I do like the fact that the Switch port, it's all on cart. There's no key cards or anything like that. You're getting the full game. That's like a disclaimer you have to see now if, in case it's on Switch 2, but this is a Switch
Well,
1
and with
release.
Switch, you have to be careful because when you're getting these games from PlayAsia, you'll either have an Asian or a Japan version. So, in some circumstances, if you buy the game and it's the JPN version, it won't have any English on it at all.
Oh,
And this one's Japanese for the actual spine as well under Shinobi, all that stuff.
that's cool.
But it does support English. I don't know if there's an Asian release version as well. Interestingly, the guy on eBay covered the freaking covered this thing in the corner. I think he's just trying to catch people. Oh, I thought it was a US version. It supports English,
Hmm.
so I am not a region snob when it comes to Switch because it's region free, and as long as I can understand the story, I'm good.
Yeah.
Mm. Like, I mean, worst case scenario, I go up on the screen with the phone,
Yeah,
Google
Google
Translate
Translate. Yeah.
if I have to. But that being said, though, this one fully does support it. But be careful with different things. Like, always go multi-language for the version. Sometimes they cost more money though. Like
Mm,
the multi-language one sold out. The Japanese one is like $20, $30, $40, whatever. The other one will be like 100.
yeah.
So
That's good to know. I didn't realize that. I mean, I knew the Switch was region free, but I didn't know that the language would play a big part. Because luckily all the games I got from Play Asia are in English. Like I got like Cotton Rock and Roll and
yeah.
Death Smiles 1 and 2 physical, and it's all in English, thankfully.
Yeah.
So
Most of the time it'll default to the English version, but there are certain ones where it's its own ROM and its own release, and then it's like, well, now I have one that I can't read. If it's an action game like Shinobi, you'd be good, anyways. But I've literally written sections in books on games that you don't need to know understand another language to enjoy.
It's always
Yeah.
good. Speaking of games to enjoy,
Oh,
man, we got the autumn sale going on right now as we're recording. So a lot of games, keep in mind that, if we mention the price might change because this is while we're in autumn Steam sales. But the first one on our new and noteworthy uh, has a big name behind it because it's from the creators of XCOM. But this
mhm.
is Chip and Claws and the Brainoids.
Chip and Claws versus the Brainoids.
Yeah.
Versus the Brainoids. It's like a 3D action game. Um, Recent reviews are all mixed, but it had a bunch of positive reviews when it came out, probably due to the XCOM people releasing it. It is an action strategy game, and typically, like, I'm not a huge fan of tactical strategy games, so a lot of those may not even make it onto the show. But this one just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I really dig it. Makes me kind of think of like the Mario Rabbids game. Like I enjoyed
Yep.
that. Not I mean I don't know if this is something I would play, but something I might recommend for other folks to play because it does. I'm trying to see. I don't see a demo. That's kind of disappointing.
It does have a friends pack.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that is. Friends Pass. It might be how you play online co-op with this because this does support PvP. It supports online co-op, cross-platform multiplayer. So if we had it on different platforms, you could play it together. It has all the things.
Mhm.
So it is a crazy one. It is on sale for like 20% off. So it's like $23 is a $30 game. So it's pretty expensive. It is 3D and it looks like it has a shit ton of content.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, and like I said, I mean, I might recommend it to my friend Mikey who likes all the walking simulators. Maybe he'll like a little bit of a different pace, no pun intended, and play something with a little bit more firepower. And speaking of firepower,
Uh-oh.
this one right here, is this a sequel? I feel like I've played this game before.
Hmm.
It's the
Don't know.
Valak, the Will of Gods.
Bal Balkolak. There's a K in there.
Ah,
Balkolak.
but yeah,
Gods.
I feel like this might have been a sequel that I played, or I might have played like the prequel or something. But yeah, it's a 2D hack and slash. Yeah.
Oldsvania, it says. Side-scrolling Metroidvania 2D action game. Yeah, so they adds all the little buzzwords in it.
Oh
We get to
yeah.
play, so we get to become a werewolf. Pretty crazy. And the graphics look very hand painted, hand drawn,
Hmm.
which is really cool. It's on
Yeah.
promotion too for $6.50.
Yeah. That's gonna be pretty good. I think like the folks who like games like Blasphemous and whatnot, I think they would really dig this one. Is there a demo for it?
Let's see. There is a demo.
Mm.
What it says here is that there's 2D frame by frame animation in a dark style. So they actually did some like hand drawn animation with it. But you get to choose classes with this, which I am kind of hit or miss with that. Because I kind of like having your character you get. So say you get Hornet or you get, Blasphemous, you're the main character. Whereas if you choose a different class, like your experience can be completely different. And it kind of does scope creep to me. Like, all right,
Mm.
now do I need to play this 3, 4 times to get all the classes? Because there's a magic class, a fighting class, a bloodthirsty ghoul class, like first, and then you get werewolf form, human form, craziness. Like, it's definitely says Metroidvania with scrolling 2D action. The developers.
It'd be a good Halloween game. Be a good game to play on Halloween for sure.
Yeah. Interesting as always because it shows like boss battles and things. It's very hack and slashy. So it'd be interesting to see how the Soulsvania portion is? Do you just like get hit with and die with one hit, and you have to like dodge everything, or is it one of those where it's like countering? Because sometimes it's dodging, sometimes it's countering. And for me, I do like to be able to and maneuver around without getting hit, without having to like time an action dodge. So it'd be interesting to see like which.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to check that out. And it's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a good boomer shooter uh on our new and noteworthy. And this one right here, it's called Shoomer Booter. It's a retro first person shooter with dramatic fights and modern lighting, sprite enemies, and once again flooded with pixel art decorated levels. Only boomer shooters will it enjoy and could deal with this kind of problem. It's like, you know the drill. Gear up with the classic weapons and pack and paint it red. Yeah, it looks like that classic Doom aesthetic, but the modern lighting, let me tell you, that modern lighting is a good little touch. It just adds a little bit of oomph to it. You know, it's like an extra dash of garlic powder in your pasta sauce.
Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's good.
It's like you've been writing down notes or something. No. Um, so the interesting thing is like they go for like a classic Doom, even with the little character's HUD on there and everything, and the blood splatter and pixelated things, but they're doing a polygon to it versus everything flat and kind of follows you along on the
Mhm.
pivots. You walk around like if you see a head on a spike in Doom and you look at it, the head's facing you. When you strafe around it, the head follows you. Like it's literally a flat image. Whereas this is all like 3D polygons and stuff, but with the overlay of the classic textures. So I think it
Yeah.
looks really cool. It has a unique look to me.
Yeah, I really like it, and let me see if there's a demo for it currently.
Yeah,
Because
lots and lots of do it. The game is $7 on sale for 20% off. By Tommy Gun Walrus. Tommy Gun Walrus.
yeah, I don't see a demo, but yeah, it looks good. And right now it's less than $10, and I feel like if you're a big old school Doom or Wolfenstein fan, uh, yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think
But
like
and he does have a other game that he has worked on, which is called Big Biz Wars. Big Biz Wars 3D, 2D action, 2.5D side-scrolling action game. So a
hmm,
similar style, humor to it, but more like modernized. Very interesting.
huh.
Yeah. I love when I see that from developers, like where they have like a little bit of their own.
Yeah. Let's see. And
Shoomer
going,
Booter. No demo, by the way, when you're looking for that. No demo, but it's $7.
let's see. This one here is called what is this? The Nightling?
The Nightling. This one was a complete surprise when I saw it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's an open world action adventure. It
3D
says,
game. Yeah.
yeah, it looks beautiful. It's got a lot of like looking at the screenshots, there's so many different elements. You know, you got your grassy forest, your, dusty desert with dirt and canyons, and I really like this game. Looking at it more and more, I've really liked the character design. The main guy you play as
Very,
looks cool,
very Breath of the Wild-ish. But it seems like you have this giant disc, a gear-looking disc
and you
with
surf with it.
yeah, surf with it. Yeah, it's like using the gear thing like you did in Zelda. I don't know which one of the fighting ones you do it in, but also was it in which one did you actually have the giant gear? Which Zelda game was it? Skyward Sword? One of
Uh,
those.
yeah,
On Wii, I think. But that's what it is. And then you can also use it as a sailcloth. I mean, a big umbrella that you float with, Xander.
yeah.
My bad. My bad. Um, but the game is $30, no demo. And it's on sale for 20 though. So it's
Yeah,
not bad. Not bad at all. There's a collab with the Plucky Squire that we've talked about.
I was about to
So
mention. Yeah, that's a good deal by itself. Like for less than $40, you get Plucky the Squire and the Nightling, and Plucky the Squire was a lot of fun. So I feel
I
like
like
that's
how you
a
call it Plucky the Squire, doing the Plucky Squires. Plucky the Squire. It's just
it's little Plucky, the little Squire man.
if you don't Xander scramble it every once in a while. What are we doing with our life?
Come on, it's episode 50. I got to scramble a couple of
What are we
omelets.
what are we doing with your life? This company though, Twirlbound, also has another game they released in 2019 that's another open world game, but it's more like an Oblivion style Elder Scrolls.
Oh,
So
cool.
very interesting. Obviously, could also be based on Zelda. It looks really good. Like, so they have a pretty cool style, I would say. It'd be interesting to see if they try to do like, their own style of game, whereas, not just taking mechanics from something that's tried and true. Because
Yeah.
obviously they're wearing their inspirations on their sleeve, people. Love to
Yeah,
see it.
it,
Love to see it.
it's it's interesting because I feel like it you have to kind of throw it like you said, throw in your own little spice in there because you don't want to just be a Breath of the Wild clone. Breath of the Wild's fun, but you don't want to be a Breath of the Wild clone. You want to have a little bit of something. So
Yeah. And as always, we're doing this as our 100-mile view.
oh
So
yeah,
if you any of you have played it and you're like, oh no, well it does this and this, let us know. Uh,
yeah.
just comment because like we'll 100% then dig into it because there's thousands and thousands of games like we may never ever get to unless it's on a randomizer someday. And if it's not installed on my deck, which it's not, it'll never get to the randomizer, people. So you gotta ping us. You gotta ping us.
Indeed, indeed.
Oh.
And now this one's a really interesting game because I had to read because of just judging by the screenshots, I would have thought it was something completely different. But this is actually a survival horror 2D dinosaur game called Creatures of War. And when I first saw it, all I was thinking was like Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be like a Contra game. You run around and shoot dinosaurs." It's like, no, the dinosaurs like are scary in this game. And it's really interesting to have like a survival horror in a 2D aspect because I feel like you don't really see it as much. I mean, even now, people think of like retro-esque survival horror, they automatically go to like the PlayStation 1 aesthetic. They go for the low poly. But
Yeah.
it's cool that it's 2D. For folks that like last year's re-release of Clock Tower, if you like those kind of games, that kind of aesthetic. This isn't point and click like Clock Tower, so don't get that wrong. But yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. Came out last year.
Yeah, it came out before Halloween last year, so it's good for the Halloween games. It does its what I call the blasphemous thing for animation. The character like kind of just like walks
Hmm.
through like awkwardly. So like the little legs don't look natural. I don't know. We're spoiled with so many amazing animation and a lot of these pixelated games that when we're seeing these more like realistic looking ones, like it's just the character as he's walking. It just looks awkward. Doesn't move his arms when he walks. Like interesting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's still the game itself looks badass though, and it has a exploration version. You can combine things like in Resident Evil for like items that you pick up to solve puzzles, and then there's action and horror in the side-scrolling game, like giant freaking spiders coming to freaking kill you, Xander. It does have a demo. It does have a demo.
Oh, nice. I like my demos.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. Yeah, it has a demo and it's $15 not on sale during the Steam sale.
Hmm.
And let's see if Chaos Entertainment has done anything else. They've done a few games.
Oh wow. A
Oh,
lot of hunting games.
Hellraiser. Hellraiser Rise of the Beast is the first one I come to. It's a 3D game where you play as a giant minotaur. Huh. Coming soon, people. Hellraiser. Yeah, there's a turkey hunting game, a tracking dog game, and Creatures of War, which is already on my wish list. So that is the game that we're talking. deer hunting. So a lot of little, yeah, little hunting treats. The cool one.
Yeah, I was that was the first thing I saw was like deer hunting, turkey. I was like, okay, like to go from like a hunting simulator to something like creatures of
Racer.
war. Like it makes sense. It makes sense. It's like, all right, they like animals. That's cool. Yeah. Now this one right here, man, this is one
Is
of
it
those.
indie? Is it indie? That's the question I always have with these.
The bigger question is, can I pronounce it? This is one of those crazy, Death End Quest Code Z. But it's like the
Yeah.
request has like it's like written crazy.
Yeah. Well, and like I wanted to include it because it looks super interesting with the giant chibi anime and having being a JRPG, like but RPG with strategy. But it's made by Idea Factory and Compile. It's not like it's super indie because they do hyper dimension Neptunia. They did the Toho games that we were talking about, a couple of those. So Dokapon Kingdom, there's a lot of little games that they've done, but the Death End games is definitely one of theirs. I just wanted to mention it in this because it just looks like a cool little action RPG.
Yeah, and for being like less than $10 right now, it's like currently a part of the autumn sale. It's 75% off. And
So,
yeah,
well, you,
it's
you
like
might own something then because for me it's $28.
oh, I wonder what I
Yeah.
own. That's crazy.
Yeah, because usually I think there's a $10 deluxe pack. The upgrade is $10. But it's maybe you own something. Because sometimes when you do these Steam sales and things, if you own another game in the series or franchise or by the publisher, which is Idea Factory, sometimes you get a better sale. I got 30%, 70%.
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, it's got a really like colorful like JRPG aesthetic. Cool
Is it
character
indie? Is the
models.
question. Is it indie?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And then the next game goes into the same beast, which PlayStation is actually publishing it, but it was developed by an indie person. So is this indie? Is this $60 games?
Oh yeah. Could this be maybe like the most expensive game that we've talked about? Because we never cover games that are like over 40. I haven't seen
Uh,
any credibles around that, you know?
well, and so this game we're talking about is Lost Soul Aside, and it's published by PlayStation, but it's developed by Alta Zero Games. Alta Zero Games is the only game they've done. So to me, it's the developers potentially are indie, but this is like this is modern AAA looking.
Yeah, it looks on par to Final Fantasy 16 in terms of gameplay. Like
Dude.
I was like, this is very Final Fantasy, which I was a fan of Final Fantasy 16, so I'm all about it. I really like the graphics to it, and yeah, it was hard to the debate if this was technically an indie thing because yeah, it looks like something that would have came out from like Namco Bandai or something.
So it says Alta Zero Games is a Chinese video game developer in 2017. So interesting. Project Games Sony's. So this was a solo project by this developer, but got Sony's support through a hero project, which is like something that like Sony did where they took on indie developers and provided investment to them. So they got investment from people in 2021 in order and got a partnership with Sony. So in my opinion, like they started building this game in 2014 as an indie developer. Then they joined a China Hero project. So Sony basically is investing money into small developers out in China and then uh, got funding and things. And Sony in 2022 officially decided to publish it 8 years later. So this is absolutely a crazy indie project that just has publishing from Sony.
That's
Like,
awesome. Yeah.
I mean, this is, I would argue, this is like the dream of indie developers is
Yeah.
get like create something to get to this level. Now, the talent, like, look at the B-roll in this game, like the craziness. Like, this game looks like Final Fantasy freaking 7, like, remake.
Yeah, it is so polished. Like I said, I was watching it and I'm like, I wouldn't have thought that this was like an indie company. I would have thought that this was like some sort of new IP from like Namco Bandai because it has that Namco Bandai look to it. You know, that flashy anime, very fluid, attacks. And I want to know more about the story. I like the character design. I'm like, hey, he looks cool,
It looks
and
awesome. Yeah, this looks like right up my alley. I just, I just think it's super interesting because, like, this is how I see new indie taking shape with like the modern backing. Because I
yeah,
mean, but what's amazing though is that they started this 11 years ago and it's still turned out like this.
yeah.
Wow. I just assume as they made it, they had to keep on refining and tuning and upgrading because of tech. These guys are talented. Whoever they are, they're talented. If it's one guy or one, I think it's just one developer. I would
Mm.
assume that this isn't a single developer. That would be even crazier. But here's the thing that you're going to see. So when you're on Steam and you see a game that's $60, there's always going to be mixed reviews because if you're not getting the game for 20 bucks, the expectation is different. People are
Mm.
going to do it with a magnifying glass
Yeah.
to go over it. If it was like $20 game, people would be like, "Oh, this is freaking amazing for 20 bucks." Now it's like for a $60 full retail. And I assume Sony's it's probably going to get physical on Sony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's got to. But I love the question, is this indie? Because just because it looks AAA and you do a little bit of, AI history, Google history, because Google is just freaking AI at this point.
Yeah.
But it does state that it's, truly an indie story. It's a success story. Freaking crazy. Love it. Freaking
Yeah.
soul lost soul aside. I can see. Oh, there is a demo, Xander. So you have
Oh
to.
yeah. Have to try it out. Maybe I'll talk about it on the next week's episode because
You
now
know I won't. You know I won't. Well, it's just installing 40, 50 gigs of games on my computer. It's just too much, brother. Like,
oh yeah, I didn't even think about the file size. That's probably a really big game.
yeah, yeah.
Well, speaking of big games, because not all
Speaking of the games,
big games, not all big games have to be like big file size. Sometimes they can be little bite-sized budget titles, like we're going to talk about this week. Now keep in mind this is going into the autumn sale, so maybe these prices will change. But for the most part, these are games that are on sale now. You had a lot of them on there, so I picked five in there.
okay. So you're gonna have to tell me which ones you picked, unless you just went in order.
I just went in order.
Perfect. Yes. I was
Kept
like,
kept it
otherwise, all right.
simple.
If I got to skip around, good luck. This will be a fun react because I haven't played these yet, but I did buy them all. They're all under $2, but there was I think 30 of them or something.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
it
spent
was.
I spent like 20 bucks and got like 20, 30. It was insane. This game, first game in the list is $1.24 on sale, 75% off. Now these special promotions, you only get a couple extra days for the fall sale.
Yeah, it's not long.
Flash Blast.
Panic. Yeah. Yeah, Splash Blast Panic is a multi-competitive party game. It kind of made me think of like Smash Brothers, very Smash Brothers like.
Exactly. It looks really crazy. And I mean, I've been finding lots and lots of more games that have, which means if you want us to stream, you need to convince Xander to not fall asleep on a Friday.
But yeah, this is a normally a $5 game. It's $1.24 right now, and yeah, it looks like Smash Brothers but with guns. Like it looks fun, and for the
This
price.
it's wild. It says it has a single player mode as well. Single player mode for more stages character unlocks as well as little secrets. So It says you can master your skills so you can become that guy, Xander. What does that mean? Do you want to become
Mm,
that guy?
that guy.
I love it when they have like little inside jokes, and it's like I have no clue what that means.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's like a Smash Brothers like slang. Maybe with the Smash tournaments or something. Because like I said, this definitely has Smash Brothers like inspiration, but it's not a straight up like brawler. It looks like they all have different guns and stuff. And another game that was on our budget that I'm definitely going to be getting, okay, because this is fun, is MacBat 64, which kind of makes think of little Kiwi 64, which was another.
Super Kiwi. Do you
Yeah.
know why it reminds you of it? Because it's made by the same person, Xander.
Oh my God, that's right.
And the same person that did Tori that we've talked about. And there's a game called Beanie, which is like the little B game that is 2D platformer. He has done all of them. They're all, by the way, except for the Saturn one, they're all under $2. Every single
Mm,
one of his games. Tori 2 is $1 as just his normal price. MacBat 64 though is $1 on sale, normally two. Normally it fits within our budget preview, but it's now on sale for $1, and it's a low poly 3D platformer.
yeah,
It's
and if it's anything
Banjo
like
Kazooie, man.
yeah, if it's anything like Kiwi, it's a good bite-sized platformer because that was my only complaint about the Kiwi one was it was just too short because I streamed it when it first came out. I was like, I want to do live stream, and I thought it would be like one of those games I could play a couple of nights, a week and stream it. But I ended up beating it that night, and I was kind of depressed. I'm like, man, that was a lot of fun. So,
Well, all I gotta say though is maybe we also add this to our repertoire. Maybe we play it on Friday. Reason why I say that is because it also has racing in it.
oh, it does, and it's like Diddy Kong Racing. That is
Yeah,
so
so
cool looking.
complete Banjo Kazooie, complete Banjo Kazooie throwback for this game.
That's so cool.
It has racing in it, so obviously it's a single player game. So if we did do it, I would probably be drinking too much with that.
You might make the turn, make the turn.
Do I need to play it from across the room over back by
Oh
my bar?
yeah. That's the only way
It
we can play Mario 3D World. That was funny.
was wild. I did. Speaking of Mario 3D games, I did get the physical copy of Galaxy 1 and 2.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Switch though, obviously not
Mm,
Switch 2, but yeah, nothing Switch 2 ever, Xander. Never ever get Switch 2. I would love to
yeah.
get Switch 2.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Whatever.
Now, this game, it's probably one of the most beautiful games we have talking about today. Other than that, Sony story. Other than that one. But Sondered. Um
Yeah.
This game is like hand drawn. It looks like a comic book, man.
Andron, Metroidvania, sale for $2, normally 20, which is crazy, mind you. And this game, interestingly enough, just like MacBat, which is on a platformer collection, does have a physical on Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
Sundered or Sundered. I don't know if it's Sundered or Sundred.
Hmm.
This is the Eldritch edition. That's $2. It reminds me a lot of Guacamelee when it comes to the actual amazing look of the like comics.
Hmm.
And again, split screen co-op. So if we can get Xander to play on Friday, we can do an indie credible playthrough. I think it's up to 4 players though,
Nice.
and it's a Metroidvania, so we could literally play a Metroidvania with multiplayer. It's $2. Like,
That's awesome.
it's crazy. Like this might be the game that we stream or something. It'd be
Yes,
ridiculous.
yeah, especially if we can try out that program like we mentioned last week that I downloaded. I made a profile, that Persac program. You can use that. That'd be a lot of fun, especially for some of the games that don't offer online
Mm.
co-op. It'll be a way for us to do
And
local co-op.
and Xander Scrambles. What was it called again?
What is it? Persac? Persac? It
So
sounds it sounds like an
no.
antidepressant.
Yeah, because you're saying it wrong. Read it. Actually, read what it says and then say it phonetically, Xander. Let's go. It's episode
Oh.
50. I have to give Xander scramble. And once you actually say what it says, it makes a lot more sense than it actually is a nerd term. So
Let me see.
You said it's like
Parsac.
a
Parsac.
parsec. A
Per.
parsec is an actual measurements like parsecs. Parsecs.
I was like, Persac. I mean, it sounds like a freaking. If you experience drowsiness, play taking Persac. Here's some more indie
Yeah.
games.
And the next game in our repertoire goes for the best commercial ever for a demo.
Oh yeah, yeah, pure '90s, which makes sense because I mean, like, if you were up in the '90s, '80s, ninjas were awesome, and this game also looks awesome. Ninja Showdown. Anyway, I had to get a couple of different screenshots for the B-roll because yeah, that commercial it was kind of long. I was watching. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I was like, but I want to see more of the game, not just guys in ninja outfits playing. But it looks cool. Playing all these different ninja games, like playing Shinobi and then Ninja Gaiden. This one here has like a different flavor to it because it's got that co-op, and they all.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm trying to think of what ninja game to compare it on.
Ninja Gaiden. No. No, it absolutely reminds me of the messenger from like the character, like
Mhm.
looking at it before you get into the 16-bit style. But then you have the multiple players. So it's almost like Shadow of the Ninja a little bit too.
Mm.
But they have Hanzo and Ryu and all the characters, and then they have guns too, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's normally a $15 game. It is on sale right now for
Or
dollar
Dollar Fitty.
fifty.
Dollar
Dollar
Fitty.
fifty.
Now, from my perspective, it doesn't look like it says it's a platformer. I think it looks more single screen platformer to me in
Yeah,
certain areas. So maybe it's like you scroll a little bit and then it blocks you off into an arena and you have to clear out all the enemies.
which it probably does that mainly for the co-op because if it just probably makes it just a little bit more simple, you know.
Yeah, or the boss battles or that type of thing because it shows like this one where it's like a giant orb with Shogun heads, like demon shoguns. Like this looks ridiculous. Again, these are a lot of games that have co-op and it just randomly popped up. And because remember, we've been talking about co-op recently, but the crazy thing is we're not Xander because I made this list like a month and a half ago. Or longer, 2 months ago. So this is
Well, I was trying to do the simple math in my head, and I'm like, because I was wondering, I'm like, man, we've done 50 episodes. We're just right around the cusp of our 1 year doing the show, and I'm
yeah.
like, how many games have we talked about? Because we talk about at least like 7 games at least. That's
We talk about
lowballing. That's
seven. We talk about seven in the main, and then there's usually sale games. So just if you bar park 10 games an episode times 50, 500 indie games that we've covered, basically. Not to mention what we're playing and all the other stuff that we
yeah,
It would be interesting to do a like, what are the games that we actually freaking played?
yeah.
Like that, the ones that we actually played from Indie Credible, because like we're talking about, because these are all games that look cool to us, that
Yeah,
badass looking. Is Ninja Showdown our last one of the episode?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I think we're wrapping it up because there's many more games right now
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
on the autumn sale that you guys need to check out that are nice
And
and
I
cheap.
mean, I like did a lazy from an email copy and paste in our spreadsheet, which is all fucked up now. But we'll have to look at it next week to see if they're still on sale or not before we talk about them because this autumn sale only lasted a week, and Xander also didn't do a buying stream like he did for
Hell,
never.
yeah. Just
I
letting everyone down, man.
mean, we could always do a Sunday stream and we could just have Xander buy stuff.
Just oh yeah,
This is
but
the
yeah,
first Sunday you're actually off when we're recording too.
oh yeah. I got so much other stuff to do. I got my job.
I got Halloween stuff to put up.
Yeah, my job's like, hey, you got a Sunday off? Awesome, you get to work 6 days straight afterwards, buddy. I'm like, come on now. I'm like, come on. But yeah, this concludes another episode of the Indie Credible podcast. But before we leave, we had to give a big shout out to our wonderful supporters that support Jeff through Patreon, Discord. It's all free to join. And I don't have my notes up right now of our Patreons, but
Oh,
I can
I
I can
actually,
remember some of them.
I know
I've
them
done
without.
50
So, all
episodes. I should remember them.
right, so go ahead, shoot the first one that you remember, Xander.
Well, hopefully I remember it as well as we're trying to remember this freaking game on
Yeah,
Discord,
yeah.
Akaroth.
Yeah, Acker. So I posted another game this week. Not it. So I'm
Ah,
like, I have no freaking clue, man. I'm trying because he's like, he's like, it's kind of like Star Fox, but not. I'm like, well, here's one for PS1. Nope, not it. And I'm like, ah. Of course, we have David Isherwood.
and Jesse Glenn.
Yeah, Jesse Glenn, always doing awesome commentating and posting.
I was
You
I was about to say I was talking to Jesse Glenn last night about bass amps and
nice,
amiibos.
dude. Jesse Glenn is a musician
Dude,
too,
he's
but
awesome.
he's like tuba style, like playing like in actual like competitions and shit. Dude's talented. Got Lunchbox, aka the disgruntled gamer from the Thunderdome Gaming Society. Always having cool content, and he has a new Discord that everybody needs to check out.
Indeed. And I can't remember the last two. Trying to
So the
blank.
last two were old school supporters, but it recently just got into the executive producer tier. So you have Jacob Henrichsen as well as Brandon Pittman Logudice, which I probably say wrong every time. He hasn't corrected us yet, so but those are the executive producers, but we also have, other people that support digitally. We have a ton of people that are on the free tiers just to follow, and you get to see all the updates. I don't do a ton of paid tier content because all the paid tier stuff gets you physical things. So I don't do a whole lot of posts that are like usually they're free for everyone to see. If it's like Indie Credible when I post it, I don't even put it so you have to be a member so that way you see it and then become a member. But when I do my weekly update, so I'm like walking the dog or something, we'll make that just for patrons, not paid, but Patreon. So you have to at least be a free member to see what I'm doing. I didn't actually record yesterday because my phone was dead, so that stayed at the house. While I was walking, the watch went off, so I was just like just chilling in the nice fall breeze out here in Colorado.
Oh, dude, the weather's been so nice over here too. Like I'm definitely going out for a walk today. I'm like, oh, freaking fall. Freak.
Yeah,
Speaking of fall, again, guys, check out the autumn sale on Steam. It's
don't
this
fall down.
week. Yeah. As always, guys, we want to thank you for checking out another episode of the Indie Credible Podcast. As always, happy gaming and support indie.
Or indie, like crazy, like putting it in the camera.